All right. And I'm going to share my screen. All right, Joanna, why don't you start us off?
Okay, so we're going to talk about nutrition and supplements, which is maybe initially not as exciting of a topic as some of the other topics that we have, but it's probably going to be one of the most life-changing ones because so much of our health really starts with what we're putting into our body. Whatever you're putting, into your body, you're either healing or hurting yourself, right? So you're either feeding disease or healing disease, and so much of that is just related. There's such a big connection between our health and nutrition supplements. And unfortunately, in modern society, especially in the USA, we don't eat as well as we could be. And then also we're lacking in a lot of the supplements, a lot of the vitamins and minerals that our body needs because of just farming practices that are, cause the soil not to be as nutritious because we're over farming it. So we're going to teach you guys how to supplement and just have a really strong foundation for your health.
So the question is, why are people around us so sick? That's one of the questions. And did you know that we have 30 that our food products are banned in 30 countries, so in over 30 countries. So that's some food for thought. We also have the highest healthcare costs, but among the developing countries, we rank the lowest we have the highest disease rate, and we are not well.
Yeah, we spend the most money on healthcare, yet we are one of the sickest nations in developed countries. We're like number 67 or something ridiculous like that.
Right. And, for instance, like even going through my cancer journey, and Joanna also has gone through a cancer journey. We're just like, we're
the dynamic cancer duo, you guys. Never know it, right? Like, look at us.
I know, right? After like chemotherapy or something, they would give me like, they would try to give me like jelly and graham crackers. And I'm like, don't you know that cancer feeds on sugar? Just these obvious things that are just not, the connections are not being made, in that environment. So I want you guys to think about what are you eating, and is it fighting or feeding the disease? Is it fighting or feeding the disease? And do we think we get what we need, good health from food? Do you think that's a question I want you guys to think about. So your body is like a luxury car, right? And are you fueling it with amazing, healthy vegetables and, organic plants? And if you can, I know not everybody can eat organic, or doing your best to avoid pesticides and processed foods, or are you feeding it with processed foods, things that maybe are not going to make that car run as well, and synthetics, packaged items, stuff that is not necessarily that beneficial for your health. So just something to think about, or think about the way that you grew up, like even the comfort food. There might be something in this last quarantine that you've really gone to for comfort, and how does that make you feel after you eat it? Joanna, do you want to share anything?
No, I was just thinking when you said the comfort food, it brought me back to my college days of living on like the canned Chef Boyardee ravioli and ramen noodles. And like my mom used to make hamburger helper all the time, or like those pasta creations, and it was just all so toxic and full of chemicals and all of these things. And a lot of times people look at me and they're like, you live so healthy, like how did you get cancer? And it's a lot of that stuff cancer grows over time, right? It takes about 10 years for a tumor to become detectable. So a lot of like what happens in our even childhood and what we're feeding our kids may not have like an immediate impact on health, but it does over time, and it collectively taxes your body, and cells start to change and mutate and things like that. Not that, not to like
Right.
scare anybody, but
Yeah, even like,
just,
like
yeah,
food,
it's important.
like food colorings and dyes. It's just
Mhm.
crazy, like what we're exposed to and what our grandparents were exposed to. Like they would, they would get the amount of nutrients we would need to eat for like one apple that they had back in the day. Like one apple would be like 8 apples now. 8 apples to get the same nutrients because of over farming and overproduction. Even going into a supermarket is like, I just want to it's just a mind numbing experience, especially if you're going with kids, because there's so many options and most of them are not healthy. If you wonder why like the fruit and vegetable section is always to the side, but all the packaged items are all in the middle, is because it's not, most people stay in the middle aisles. They don't always end up on the sides. It's interesting because really the money makers are probably like in the package items. But even going today, we went to the supermarket and it was like a battle. It's like, Mom, can I have this? Mom, and I'm like, that's not, it's really not healthy. It's really not, and I'm not a super health nut with my kids, but I mean, there's certain things I just have to like put down the kibosh on, there's so much. And I grew up eating like TV dinners, and we very rarely had home cooked meals. I always had fast food, and I'm really trying to make a concerted effort now. And my type of cancer is genetic, so it's a different in that way, and it's completely like from my ancestors, right, to get this cancer. But Joanna's 100% right. Like it can start at the child, in that childhood. So Joanna, do you want to talk on this here? By the way, there's some questions, Joanna, so if you want to answer those.
All right, let's see.
Or feel free to write comments too.
Yeah, feel free. Make this interactive.
Yeah, tell us your
So,
favorite comfort food.
yeah, exactly. Tell us your favorite comfort food. Ramen was like a comfort food for me. I can taste it now. I had fast food for almost every meal as a kid, says Shira. Yeah, it's very common, I think, in our generation, especially. It was just one of those things.
Yeah. So a lot of people end up also coming to me for like lack of energy and the mojo. And that just means that they're not like putting the right gas in their car. So if most of your food is like man-made and processed, there's only so much your body can take at a certain time. Like my mom is always complaining about her knees and her knees hurting. And she's like, oy vey, my knees, da 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 da. And she's like, I'm gonna get this steroid and this surgery. And I'm like, well, let's talk about what you're eating, because she's overweight. She's like, quite overweight. And I said, well, if you take care of your weight first and you eat and you reduce the inflammation, it's going to take care of your knees. But she doesn't want to hear it. So you can lead a horse to water, but you can't shove the horse's head in the water and make it drink. Otherwise it'll just cause you distress. So with family members, sometimes you just have to let it go.
Exactly. How many people do we know who what?
Oh, sorry. Did you want to share on this slide at all?
Yeah, like how many people do we know who are like living in this cycle of caffeine, right? And then they can't sleep at night. So now they're either drinking wine or something that they think is going to help them sleep, or taking sleep aids, things like that. And it's because, again, like we're sluggish because we're not getting, like Vera said, the right vitamins, the right nutrients, that we're not fueling our car with the right fuel, kind of like a plant. Like if you're not giving the plant the sunlight and the proper soil and the proper water, it's going to wilt and it's going to look droopy and it's going to look really sickly. And the same thing with us. Like if we're not giving ourselves enough water, enough of the right energy producing food, we're also going to feel like that.
Yeah, 100%. Like food is medicine, and what you're putting in your body will.
And a lot of the food that we were discussing, like pizza and, ramen, chocolate, I love all the comments, is inflammatory. And when you live in a state of chronic inflammation, that is where disease happens. That is where pain happens. There's a lot of research out there showing that that is the foundation for illnesses, is like chronic inflammation, including cardiovascular health, all kinds of things. So if you have a lot of inflammation in your body, this is a great talk for you, because we're going to help you to reduce that inflammation and clear it out, get your energy moving, get you feeling really good.
Yeah, and or you might have a family member that has that, because some of you guys are quite young and you might not have that yet, but there are family members that have that, hardcore.
Oh, we have a good share. I grew up macrobiotic and was denied so much of that to an extreme. I used to steal sugar packets from restaurants when I was little and chug them with my coat over my head in the back seat on my way home. Now I'm so grateful to have that knowledge about what to eat, about to eat well, but still not easy. Yeah, it's true. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like an 80-20 rule, I say, if 80% of the time you can eat a good, balanced diet and use your supplements and stuff like that, then 20% of the time it's okay to have some of the stuff.
And my sister can attest to that. I mean, in our house, we were always on a diet. So like the whole household, always on a diet. So whenever I go to friends' houses, I would just go crazy. I'd be like, oh, your family let you eat dessert. And I would just like, I would go there like, and I was a chunky kid. They're like, so I'm like, I never get to eat this stuff. And they're like, well, you're chunky, I'm sure they're thinking like, well, something doesn't add up right. Yeah.
Oh, and Amy says she heard people say that we need gut health. Oh yeah, we could teach like an entire class on gut health. We'll touch on that definitely.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. So let's talk about the foundation. And people are always like, so I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. Cause when I started using doTERRA, I had already been eating so healthy for like 10 years, like literally 3 meals a day, no flour, no sugar, no alcohol, no caffeine, no snacking, like super, super healthy. So I came in with a huge ego being like, I don't need supplements. Thank you very much. I don't need them.
I remember that. You're like, I don't do that.
I did not use doTERRA supplements for like 2 years.
It took me a long time to convince her she needed supplements.
It took me like, I want to say 2 years maybe.
It was a while.
It was a couple years. Yeah.
I was like, but Vera, you don't understand.
So why don't you give your spiel, Mrs. Dartmouth Medical School, about all this stuff?
No. It's just this, the thing that I learned through doTERRA, not through my education, sadly, is that a lot of the vitamins and supplements that are out there aren't actually compatible with our bodies. How many of you guys have taken things from like CVS or Walgreens or GNC or wherever, and you end up peeing this like bright yellow or like lime green urine, right? And you're like, what is this? Or it smells funkier. That's because you're peeing out all of the additives and all of the things that your body is just not assimilating. So what I love about the Lifelong Vitality pack is that it comes with vitamins that are whole food based. So your body knows how to recognize them and how to absorb them, right? And if you're not absorbing your vitamins, if you're just peeing them out, then you're basically like peeing your money into the toilet, right? You might as well like not even bother. So when you take our vitamins, you don't have any of that. Like you don't have like the bright, funky looking pee. So that's a good test of that. But there's also no fillers. There's not too much of what you need either. How many times do you see something where it's like 5,000% of your daily value? Like, why in the heck would you need that? Like, why would you need this exorbitant amount? Because in our society, bigger is better, right? If like 100% is good, then 200 is even better, or like, 5,000 is even better. And that's not the way that it is with vitamins. You're actually overtaxing like your kidneys and your liver and all the filtration systems that have to now get rid of that stuff because they're not using it. So over time, taking too much of a certain vitamin can actually be harmful. And there's been studies on this. So doTERRA knows this because they are a science-based company with medical professionals and scientists and advisory boards and all of these things that study all of this cutting edge research. And they give us what we need based on like the market that we're in. So like the formulation for the Lifelong Vitality Pack in Japan is different than what ours is in the USA, because people in Japan eat a different diet than what people in the USA eat. So I love that, because why would we want to be hurting ourselves with the vitamins?
Yeah, I think
that
there's some questions there.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I'm
it's okay.
traveling here.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah.
the basics are omega oils for like brain, gut health, heart, mood. And now, as Amy talked about, we're going to talk about the gut health in a minute. Yeah, and it comes in a box. You get a huge discount when they all come together. It's your strong foundation for your health. So either you're building your house on concrete or mud. And when disaster comes, like cancer, a strong foundation will help you get through the hard stuff, no matter what it is. So I take my supplements, and I've been taking them through my cancer journey, through my surgeries, through my chemo, and people are like, wow, you're so healthy. You're so healthy. You're like, you're not like the normal cancer patient. And I'm like, well, I really take care of my body in between my treatments. So I've never really felt like a cancer patient, you know?
Mm.
So let's talk about gut health. By the way, what were the questions in the box?
Just people agreeing, and then asking about Serenity. What's in this to help sleep?
Okay, we'll get there, because
We'll get to
something.
that.
Okay, Amy talked about gut health. Yeah, there's this really great documentary on Amazon called The Second Brain. So if you don't know the power of the gut, we have more neurotransmitters in our gut than we do in our brain. So that is how powerful it is. So linking your mood to your gut is essential, and having a healthy gut is essential for mood balance. So when I got healthy and I cleaned out my gut and I started eating, I let go of the processed foods, and I started meditating, and I really focused on my gut health, my mood changed immediately, and I didn't need like antidepressants anymore. And I didn't have the huge highs and lows because my gut was really healthy. And that's what probiotics can do. And that's what a digestive enzyme can do. And then the one on the corner is for kids. So I give my kids the probiotics as well. And what causes gut damage to gut health? Well, an unhealthy diet, antibiotic use. So if you had like a lot of antibiotics as a child, if you had a lot of allergies or you got sick a lot and your parents just like gave you antibiotics right away without thinking about it, that could have had a residual effect. Lack of regular physical activity and poor sleep habits. And stress, man, stress is super linked to gut. And then people end up getting sick. So it's super vital also for our weight and immune function. So people who are holding on to weight, gut health, super important. Anything else you want to say about that, Joanna?
Should we talk a little bit more about what Terrazyme does specifically in this slide, or does it have its own slide?
Yeah. That's a good, the Pac-Man. Yes.
Yes. So Terrazyme is one of these like understated supplements that I didn't really understand for a really long time when I first started doTERRA. So now this is why I explain it so much to people. So when we eat our food, if again, kind of like the vitamins, if your body's not processing them correctly, or it's just like moving through too fast and you're not absorbing the nutrients, then you're not getting like that energy and all the good things from it. If you're eating things that are processed, your body's not digesting it, and then it's just kind of like sitting there. Now you have this like food, this like rotting food like sitting in your intestines, and because it's not being broken down. And that's what Terrazyme does. It's an enzyme that helps break down the food in your stomach, so then you can absorb more of the nutrients. It helps move things along so much better. If anybody has like chronic constipation issues or anything like that, I always say start with Terrazyme with every meal and PB Assist. Like those two are going to be your best friends. So the Terrazyme is just really going to help you assimilate more of the food that you're eating and break it down. And the PB Assist is what replaces what is lost during like antibiotic use. So antibiotics are amazing, like they're life-saving, amazing drugs, but we overuse them, and we often use them as a first line of defense when we have something that can easily be treated with other natural methods. So when you kill out your colony, right, in your stomach, all your like good bacteria with the antibiotics, you have to replace that, and that's where the probiotics come in. You're replacing that microbiome, which has to be in balance in order to have that good health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's pretty
Question in the
genius.
comments
Oh,
too.
yeah, sorry.
All right, can you go over what's in this prebiotic, probiotic, and the quantities? Is there supplement for Terrazyme? So the Terrazyme is the supplement. So it's a capsule, and you take 2 of them, 2 to 3 with every meal. If you're gonna eat like processed food, like even more, I'll take like 4 if I ever have like a rough processed food
And
day.
I'm going to show you guys what the double capsule, because this is a patented technology that only Doterra has. It's a capsule inside a capsule. It's a prebiotic and a probiotic. It's pretty genius. The pre-release is in the stomach, and the pro goes into the intestines. It's super important to open in the stomach, to pass through the stomach and open the stomach, because traditional probiotics die as a result of stomach acid.
So they never even make it. So all those super fancy refrigerated, you know, $50 a bottle probiotics, like if they don't have this kind of system of delivery, then it's just like dying in your stomach acid. You're not even getting what it says.
Yeah.
So the PB Assist, I think you're asking like what's in it. I don't have the bottle with me. I have mine upstairs. We can pull it up, but it doesn't have as many. Again, it doesn't have like, you know, 5,000, 100 billion ICUs of, you know, 25,000 different strains, because we don't need that. They put all that in there because it looks better, right? And your body's just not gonna absorb all of that, and it can actually be too much and can cause issues if you overdo it too. So we have like a really well balanced, I think we have 3 different strains of bacteria in it.
Yeah.
And the prebiotic, think about it as like the soil, right? So you're like laying down soil in your stomach, and then the probiotic is gonna, or in your intestine, you know, in the whole digestive tract, and then the probiotics like the seed that's gonna be spread on the soil to then grow the new bacteria that you need.
Right. Okay. I just want to say one more thing. The PB Assist is like a pixie stick. So if you have kids or you know kids and you want to be friends with them, give them that, because they'll love you, because it's like a pixie stick. The other thing I was going to say is that this is interesting, Joanna, and maybe you can help me with this. But when you're born, you have a ton of metabolic enzymes in your body, right? Brain function, heart, digestive enzymes. If your body doesn't have enough, it will borrow enzymes from other parts of your body. The problem is we have a finite amount of enzymes in the body, and if they don't replenish, that's a problem, right? If they don't replenish the enzymes, and you are born with as many as you have. So if it's constantly taking from other parts of the body, it's going to cause us to age faster. So if it's being depleted, if your enzymes are being depleted, it's going to age faster. So what's going to ensure that our digestion doesn't need to borrow from our metabolic enzymes is raw food, right? Raw food. And then
Digestive enzymes.
Digestive enzymes. Right.
Terrazyme.
Right. Exactly. And then the digestive enzymes. So those that's a very strong case to the importance of digestive enzymes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to age any faster than we already are.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm 65, but you wouldn't be able to tell because of Doterra.
Of course not. You're actually legitimately way younger than me, which is crazy.
Not that much
you're making 6 figures. And I'm not yet.
I'm not that much younger than you.
Well, how old are you?
65.
Okay. Seriously.
37.
37. Yeah. Okay. Let's now, listen guys, I don't want you to get overwhelmed by the situation here, okay? Please don't do that. Just we're going to touch upon it on each one. We're not going to go into like super detail, but we're just going to give you like a gloss over overview. You know, this might be beneficial for you, for a family member, for a friend. And some of you are doing the business. Obviously, you're here to learn for your clients. So this is going to be super essential. So you know how to target whatever they need based on the supplements. Okay, so let's first talk about the deep blue polyphenol. Joanna, you are someone who takes this regularly, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I have not taken it regularly, so I want you to talk on it.
Okay, so this is basically what I take instead of like taking Advil or Tylenol. It's like a natural anti-inflammatory. So it helps with aches and pains. It helps reduce inflammation in the body, which causes a lot of the pain. It's not like the deep blue oil. So they didn't just take the oil and put it into a capsule that you can't actually take the oil internally. So this is different. It's made from polyphenols, which are like I said, just natural pain reliever type of nutrients. So you can take this daily or as needed. I take it daily just because I do have some chronic pain because I have a tumor in my abdominal wall and my muscles, which then caused me to have a really, really weak back. And I have disc issues and like all this other stuff. So I take turmeric and deep blue and copaiba daily to help with the pain and the inflammation. And it's like, I can tell when I don't take it because I have major flares and a lot of pain when I don't take it. So this has been awesome because now I'm not like, killing my liver and my kidneys with the Advil every day like I would have had to take.
That's
so
great.
It's a huge blessing.
And so how young can a kid take it? Because I know my sister's son struggles with inflammation. Would he be able, I think
6. Yep.
Oh, at 6 years old?
6 years old, you can start taking this stuff. Yep.
So Haya, this one is great for Yosef. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. He needs this. And he's been using the deep blue rub, but I think he needs something heavier, more internal. 100%. Okay. Next, the adaptive. The adaptive. This is new, guys. This is like the ultimate calm. And you're going to talk about the GABA. So we do have adaptive oil, and it was part of the BOGO box. So you guys who got the BOGO box, you got the adaptive oil with the, was that Lang-a-Lang?
Yes.
Yeah, adaptive and Lang-a-Lang, beautiful combo. But adaptive is not, because some oils you can just like put in a capsule and take it and you're like, yay. This is not. That oil, you cannot put it in a capsule. This is completely different. Okay. So it has ahi flower and GABA. And do you want to explain what the GABA does?
So GABA is actually a neurotransmitter that is produced in the body, and it's the inhibitory neurotransmitter. So it helps basically calm your nervous system down. So anytime your nervous system is activated, your sympathetic nervous system kicks on and all of this crazy stuff happens and all these neurotransmitters and cortisol are released. This is to counteract that. So if you are somebody who's really living like a high stress life or has a lot of things going on and you're constantly in like a heightened emotional state or stressful state, this is going to be your best friend because it's going to give you those neurotransmitters that help your nervous system just chill. It's like a chill pill. This is my chill pill.
Yeah, it's a chill pill.
If any of my 4 kids or my goats or chickens are driving me crazy, I'm just like, okay, today's like a triple adaptive day.
Yeah, geez, you must really get a lot of these, huh? It's like you really stocked up, huh?
I do, yeah. And I actually do give this to my child who has sensory issues, like sensory seeking. This and copaiba, and it really helps him to just be more regulated emotionally.
But you have to, at 6 years old, it's appropriate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I totally want to shove like 25 down Alma's throat.
Yeah, she might be a little too young.
She's so intense.
Just use the oil with her. She can't take this yet.
She's so intense. Okay, yeah, stress breeds disease. We know that. So if you limit stress, you will limit your disease exposure. There's some questions.
Where use it? Temples, can you ingest it? Yes, so these are all the supplements. So these are all in capsule form that we are talking about.
Yeah,
So
great
yes, the
question.
adaptive, the oil, you can use it, I mean, over your heart, on your wrist, just inhaling it in your diffuser. Just bathe yourself with it like holy water, like whatever you need. But this is for internal use.
Yeah. Everything we're talking about tonight is pretty much supplementation. We're really not even focusing on oils, which is ironic
Mhm.
because we are an oil company, but this is really going to be the only class that we really just focus on supplements. All right, next is the turmeric capsules, and this was like another groundbreaking patented doTERRA only situation where they have, and I'm going to put it up to the camera, where they have the capsule with the oil, the turmeric oil with the actual turmeric powder. So it's together, and I know there's all sorts of science about how fabulous this is, and there's names like curcuminoids and things like that, which totally go above my head. But I think Joanna can share on that for a sec.
Yeah, no, it's just another really important anti-inflammatory herb. You might have heard about it. There's a lot of like kind of it's kind of like in the fad right now, like it's trendy, I guess, to take the turmeric, like the powder, but the problem with it is that it doesn't get absorbed into your body as well. So you have to take like black pepper and all these other things. So doTERRA circumvented that problem essentially and created this dual chamber capsule technology to deliver it to where your body will absorb it more, which again is like further down in your digestive system, and you're also getting both the oil and the herb. So it's really, really awesome, and it
Yeah.
helps to fight free radicals and protects you from oxidative damage. So free radicals are like these rogue crazy things that are just like floating around doing damage. Like imagine these like, I don't know, like drunk frat people, like just all over your body, like bumping into things and like bruising and causing all kinds of chaos. So this basically will come and like eat that up and help get rid of it and stop the damage from happening on a cellular level.
Yep, I know about frat parties. No, I mean, I went to a school that had so many frats, and I transferred out of them because I was so done with frats. But
Yeah.
I
See, so
know
you
exactly
went
what
to
you're
a
talking.
different school where it was like your turmeric, right? The turmeric
Exactly.
was like, no.
Yeah, there were no frats, no sororities, no frats. Okay.
So when I went for my cancer treatment, I went to Mexico. I went to a holistic center. They were doing IVs of turmeric, and I actually got an IV of frankincense. So this is an oil. This is a supplement that's really studied for cancer and for its cancer fighting anti-tumor properties. So really, really cool.
Unfortunately, they did not do that for me at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, although
Someday.
I did request frankincense, turmeric, IV, and they would probably look at me like I had 5 heads. Um,
Yeah,
but
they'd
I
be
would
like,
bring
what?
all my oils with me during all my chemo treatments, and I would bring my diffuser and make sure I had what I need. Okay, so do you want to share about Serenity? Oh, someone asked about this earlier, so we
Yep,
will.
somebody was asking about Serenity.
So once again, there is an oil of Serenity, but please don't take that internally. This is
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a different recipe completely.
It has L-theanine in it and some other types of things that really help you to calm your body and tells your brain it's sleepy time. So if you have issues with sleeping, this is like your liquid Xanax kind of thing. Not your liquid Xanax. What's the Ambien, right? Liquid Ambien. So this will definitely help promote just your mind shutting down and your body getting tired and sleepy. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have any of like the negative side effects of like waking up groggy the next day. Or I heard a lot of people with who take Ambien like black out, like they don't know that they're awake, but they don't remember like the next day. So like people will watch like an entire season of a show and not remember it, and then their partner will be like, hey, we're on season 3, and they're like, no, we're not. So you don't get any of that with the
Yeah,
Serenity
like a
restful
roofie.
blend.
You don't want to be roofieing yourself. Will you
Yep.
please, people are asking questions, so go for the questions.
Do you recommend Serenity oil or supplement for better sleep? I think it depends on what your sleep issue is. The best, I think, is using it in conjunction. So you can diffuse your Serenity oil, put it on, and then also take your Serenity.
They come together. It's like a discount. You just type in Serenity in your account and it comes together. It's actually a discount. It's discounted. Yeah.
It's a little package deal.
It's a little package deal. It's called
Doterra loves to help us save money. This is one way.
Okay. So, any other questions there?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Next.
How many? Oh, for the Serenity, they recommend like starting with one. So that's what I would say. Start with one and see how your body responds. For me, I've always had like insomnia and sleep issues. So I take 2, sometimes 3. I don't know if I'd recommend 3, but 2 is like a good dose.
Yeah, cool. All right, phytoestrogen and bone nutrient.
You probably know more about this one than I do, Vera.
I mean, the bone nutrient one, I had to start taking it because I'm not making estrogen anymore. So when you get older and you don't make estrogen, or you're going into menopause land, it's really a sensitive time for your bones. So having a proper bone nutrient is really important to keeping your bone density healthy. And also getting an extra shot of magnesium, calcium.
And vitamin D, which we all need living
and vitamin D.
And in the northern hemisphere.
The phytoestrogen is really for hormone balance. This is for if it's like during your time of the month and you're just like a raging lunatic. Phytoestrogen is very good for balancing your emotions and mood out. Also other signs of like PMS.
And believe it or not, this is for men too, because men get hormonal. I know this is going to be hard, but men sometimes also get moody, right?
Right.
Hard to believe. So yes, men can take this as well. And it doesn't add or take away hormones. So this isn't like a hormone replacement or like synthetic estrogen or anything like that. This helps your body to naturally just restore what's out of balance.
Right. To come back into balance.
Too much or too little, like this is going to be what you need. Exactly. And we'll have a whole class on women's health, so we'll get more into this.
Yeah. We're just scratching the surface here.
Yes, Shira, there is vitamin D in that one. So that's why it's a really good blend for different, everybody pretty much needs that.
I love this supplement because it's like they call, when we do like wellness consults with you guys, and you guys should all have had like wellness consults with Shira or me or Joanna, we talk about caffeine and how much caffeine you might be drinking. This is an alternative to caffeine. 16 years ago, I gave up caffeine, and it was one of the best things for me because I could really get a clear idea of when my body was tired or when my body was awake, or you just have that clarity. And so this is a supplement to help people as they're weaning off of the synthetic elements of caffeine. And it also helps with efficient use of oxygen.
So that's what it essentially does, is it's oxygenating your blood, which then that is brought to your brain. So your brain's getting more oxygen, so it's more alert and awake. So there's no stimulants in this. There's no caffeine. So you're not getting those like highs and lows and crashes. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, right on. All right. And Xendocrine, this is one that I take a lot of because when I'm doing immunotherapy now, I was doing chemo, but basically it cleans out your kidneys and your liver. It literally is like a filter. It provides a filtering function for your kidneys, lungs, liver, and skin. And it's like a detox. So we are going to be doing a group detox in the new year. I have decided to push it ahead to the new year. And this is one of the staple ingredients in our cleanse, in our full cleanse, because it's just going to filter out those internal organs and detox incredibly. So
insider tip, get it when it's available, because we've been having some supply issues. And I know a lot of people will be doing like a cleanse and restore in January. So if you're planning on doing that, get it now while it's available.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then is this the last one? Oh yes, this is the last one. So Yarrow Palm, it's the Yarrow Palm oil is my go-to every night for my skin. And it's just like, they call it like the Botox in the bottle, because it literally like reverses, you know, that if I could turn back time, you know, Cher. It's like that song in a bottle. It is incredible, and it makes your skin glow, and it's nice. It makes your skin nice and soft. But this is the capsules that sort of go along with the Yarrow Palm system. And it has the Yarrow Palm, it has Melissa in it, and people are like, what's Melissa? It's incredible for virus prevention, and it also has turmeric and vitamin C. It also helps fight free radicals. Remember, free radicals are what is like causes aging and disease of the cells. So it also helps.
It's the drunk frat guys in your body.
Yeah, yeah. The free
like, yeah, that sounds wrong actually.
The free radical society, and it's also good for immune boosting, and yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it's like really, if you ever went out of your On Guard capsules, Yarrow Palm is actually, believe it or not, a good replacement. Even though it's marketed as a cellular beauty complex, it's got, like Vera said, so many things that help support our immune system. So definitely get this if you're ever feeling like you might be coming down with something, or
yeah, and just to beautify your skin too, just to beautify the skin.
And Amy asked if we need to eat with it, and I think that was to the Mito 2 Max. It's not going to make you feel jittery because there's no caffeine. So I would you don't have to change anything about the way you're eating when you take it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. And this would be an example of a schedule. And I don't want you to get overwhelmed by this. You know, do what you can when you can. But this is generally like my ritual, and Joanna probably too. Probably give or take some of the bedtime stuff. I don't really have any problems going to bed, so I skip that. But yeah, I take Terrazyme throughout the day in my meals, and then I also take Lifelong Vitality with breakfast and lunch. And then I also take probiotic at night. I know some people take probiotic in the morning, Joanna. I don't know if you have an opinion on this. I believe it's better to do at night, because that's when your body is rejuvenating itself and working on, you know, digestion and, you know, for the next day. I don't know if you have opinion on that one.
Yeah, I think it's better to take it on an if you can, on an empty stomach, because then it'll just travel where it's supposed to.
Yeah. Well, if you eat dinner at like between 5 and 7, and
exactly, yeah.
I usually take mine literally at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I take a lot of my supplements around that time too, and I do intermittent fasting, so I stop eating at like 6 o'clock, and then I don't eat again until like 11 or 12 the next day.
Totally. Yeah. The nature of what I do with food too is intermittent fasting. So although I find taking supplements on an empty stomach, I don't take too many on a stomach. I personally don't. I need to take, like, especially Lifelong Vitality with food. That's just what works for me. But the probiotic, I can take on an empty stomach.
I take it all on an empty stomach.
Okay, well, yeah. you're a beast. Okay.
Hardcore.
You'll find your groove, guys. You'll find your groove. And when I first started taking supplements, guys, I would do like this. I would take one, and each one I'd put in my mouth like this. But then I was in Hawaii, and I was doing that and sitting at the table, and we were at dinner or something. And one of my Doterra sisters was like, Vera, don't you know you can do this? And she popped it was like 100 supplements. And no, I'm just kidding. No, it was like only like 10. And she carries them around with her everywhere. She's super healthy. She's like a yoga, like what is it? Aerial yoga girl.
Aerial yoga.
Yeah. And anyway, she just put them all in her mouth, and then she took a chug of water, and then she brought her neck down, and then she swallowed. So the action of bringing your neck down and then swallowing water, everything just goes whoop. And it was like a game changer, because I used to dread taking supplements so much, because it took forever, because I did each one at a time. I didn't know that you can put them all in your mouth, put the water in, bring your neck down, and then they all go like that. And it's like over in like a second. It's awesome. So yeah.
And again, like Vera was saying, you might not need to take turmeric. You might not have a lot of inflammation or stress or sleep issues. So it's yeah, figure out what you need. And if you're confused, just talk to one of us and we'll help you figure out like what would be a good supplement schedule for you. But definitely the Lifelong Vitality
Yeah,
Pack
definitely like
is,
vitality and the gut stuff for sure.
mhm.
All right. This is an example of a sample wellness box, aka known as LRP. So this would be an example of the Lifelong Vitality Pack, Terrazyme Probiotic, Turmeric, Serenity, and lemon oil for gut cleansing. And then you would also get the free oil of the month and free product credit. So you generally start at 10% back in all, like, whenever you order, you're going to get 10% back when you do the loyalty rewards. And then you're going to gradually go up to 30%. So that's really big. So on the BOGO box, if you got the BOGO box today or yesterday, and you did it through your loyalty rewards, you would have gotten 10% back if you were a new person, up to 30% if you've been around for a while. If you did not get your points, please let me know and we will contact, or you can contact Doterra and they will gladly give you your points and say, I am new and I made a mistake, and they will get you your points. Oils are points for oils. So basically a $10 or $11 oil is 11 points. Anything in a bag or a box is different, or a plastic container is different PV. So oils, because we make them in-house in Doterra with the packaging, I think we have to get the packaging elsewhere for the other products. So that's what I've heard. Joanna.
Yeah, and it's just we have to work with like another company to formulate the supplements and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
there's an added cost or something that they have to pay somebody else, whereas with the oils they don't. So that's why we are able to get the full PV on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to open it up to questions, and then after that, Joanna's going to share about how she makes six figures selling oils or sharing oils. So let's open it up to questions now that you guys might have. Or did we do such a good job that you don't even have to answer any questions? Shira, do you want to say anything?
I love you guys.
Okay.
Love you too.
Okay, so
that way I could say something.
okay.
It's a joke.
Okay.
That was a lot to digest.
Oh yes. Yes, it was. Yes. Yes.
Just take your Terrazyme and it'll help you break it down.
Oh, love that. That was dope. That was dope. No, seriously, guys, don't be shy. Just unmute yourself and ask away, because we are here. We are here to answer any questions. Joanna,
People
you
are
have a
saying-
question? Joanna, you look like you're about to say something. You just have to unmute yourself.
No, I actually really don't.
Okay. Never mind then. Okay. All right.
I have a quick question.
Oh, good. Hey, girl. Hey, Emmy.
Hi.
Hi, beautiful. Okay.
So my question is, so would we sit down with you and like try to figure out what's the best ones for us to get? Because
Yeah.
like if I have Digest Zen.
Yeah.
So I'm having like heartburn and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, should I be taking Terrazine, or what is it?
Terrazyme. So she's having
Terrazyme.
heartburn, Joanna.
So actually for that, we didn't talk about it today, but a lot of people are having a huge success with taking the Digest and the chewables. They're like Tums, but without all the like toxic ingredients that Tums has. So that can really help because it has that soothing, whatever the ingredient is that Tums has. That's not Tums. And the peppermint, because the peppermint can really go and fix kind of like the root cause of the acid reflux.
And you have peppermint, Amy. So, and you have, she has the Digesten capsules as well. So she can take those as well, right?
You can, although I find those are more for things like diarrhea or like constipation, like things like that, like nausea. Whereas with the acid reflux, the chewables are really, really impactful for people.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then lemon in your water, believe it or not, because that actually helps
Lemon, yeah.
neutralize. Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
help
I've been doing
neutralize. So
that.
add that into your water bottle and sip that throughout the day.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Great. Great. Any other questions? Okay. So Joanna is going to just speak briefly about the business of doTERRA and how she's been able to make 6 figures sharing oils. So why don't we, with further ado, and you, by the way, you're welcome to depart if this is not an interest to you, but you might know somebody who's looking for a new career path, and this could be informative for them or for yourself. So I'm just going to share my screen. And all right, Joanna.
All right. Can we go to the next screen? Use oils, share oils, and teach oils. I know that sounds crazy, like to be like, okay, this is what you do and you make money, and it's really what we do. So there's 3 different ways that you can really make money with doTERRA, and you can either just be like a share and you get your oils paid for. So you're going to become hooked. I'm going to tell you, if you're not hooked yet, it's going to happen. It happens to everybody. We have like a 75% retention rate month after month. People order because of how good they feel when they use our products. So you're going to want to get some of that paid for. And the other thing that's going to happen is you're not going to be able to shut up with whoever you meet. They're going to be like, oh, I have a headache. And you're going to be that person that's like, I have an oil for that. Let me rub some stuff on your head, and their headache's going to go away, and they're going to want to know how to get their own oils.
That was like Shira is telling me that she went away this last weekend, and she was just rubbing oils on everybody, right, Shira?
Yes.
Yes, on shirtless men.
Oh, hey, bring me
With
there.
very big muscles, and they were very appreciative. And one of them literally just texted me during class, "I want to buy oils."
Oh, hey.
This is
That's what
how it
happens when you
happens.
get your hands all over sexy men.
This is
I
how
have
it
been guilty of
happens.
that many a time. I remember
If you-
one time oh my God, this was the fun. Can I just tell a story really quickly?
Yeah.
Beautiful Haitian man with the most amazing body. And he's a massage therapist, and he came to learn about oils, but we were doing sort of like a massage exchange. And I have a massage table in my house, and he gets undressed, he's got little boxers on. I'm like rubbing the oils. He's loving it. My husband walks in. He's like, oh, okay, you're working? Okay. I'm going to go in the other room. And, you know, the cool thing about Joe is he never said anything. Like, he never got, like, jealous. I was just like, oh, man, like, it's hilarious what we get to do when we use oils sometimes. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah, if you can get the oils on people, they're going to be, they're going to feel the difference, especially with something like peppermint. That's one that's like, if you have a headache, if you can't breathe, if you got bad breath, if you got a stomach issue, like there's so many different ways that people can experience how magical these are right away. So yeah, just give them a sample, put the oils on them, tell them 3 cool things about essential oils, tell them 3 ways to use them, and then literally show them how to get them for 25% off and help them sign up for their own wholesale membership. And that's it, the end. Like literally, that's really it. And then plug them into our continuing education. So that way we can, help teach them on all the other cool products that we have. Because as you guys learned tonight, we have way more than just oils. We have a whole lifestyle, basically, line. So
yeah, let's talk about the compensation. The 3 ways to share.
Yep. So you can be like a referral partner, and that's how you get free oil. So let's say you're too busy, you don't want to do the business or anything like that. You just send people to us. So let's say you like shared oils with somebody, and you just send them to us. We plug them in with a class or a one-on-one or whatever, and then we'll give you free oils. So that's one way. You can enroll your friends. So this is when you tell them, get the oils on them, and then you, through your own account, help them to get their own account, and then you get paid that way. And then the third way is you can be a business builder and partner with us and build a team. So With my team, I've been building it for 7 years now, and there's over 6,200 people in 49 states and 13 countries at this point. So it really grows because it's just contagious, and everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot more people are starting to realize that they need to be paying closer attention to proactive care of their bodies, and we teach them to do that. So you can replace your income. Is there the slide before this?
Oh, sorry.
The one with the, yeah, so pay for your product. So this is if you have, an extra 3 to 5 hours a week and you are looking to get your product paid for, that 125 PV, so you can get your free product of the month and then not have to pay anything out of pocket for your supplements or anything else. These are the ranks where you want to be in order to do that. Pay for your product and maybe make a little bit extra. Like, how much of a blessing would it be to you guys to make an extra, let's say $300 to $2,000 a month? So we can teach you to do that in doing just a few simple things every single week consistently. So it doesn't have to be a full-time job. It doesn't even have to be a part-time job, really. Just consistent work overtime will get you to those levels. And then the next one is what Vera and I do next. And that's replacing your income and even going above and beyond that. So this is obviously a little bit more labor intensive. You do work a little bit more hours. You want to get in front of more people. So you want to be doing things like classes. Most of ours are virtual right now for obvious reasons. One-on-ones, having people host for you, and just really working on your network and working outside of just your friends and family. Like, you don't get to make 6 figures by just selling to your friends and family, which is a common misconception that people have, is that they feel like, oh my God, I'm going to have to like bug all my friends and family. No, you don't. So diamond, blue diamond, and presidential diamond is what can really make a huge impact. An average diamond makes about $16,000 a month. Blue diamond makes 37, and then the presidential makes $110,000. And this is monthly income, you guys, not yearly. So it takes about an average of 4 years to get to that diamond rank. It took me almost to the day 4 years to hit diamond. I followed the path. I was coachable. I worked with a mentor. I coached my team, and I did it with consistent effort. And I did it pregnant, nursing 2 different babies with 4 babies all together. So it's, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Vera's doing it with, her kids, everything she has going on. So it's an amazing opportunity. You wake up to messages from people thanking you in tears, because these chronic things that they're dealing with are now getting better, and they're sleeping, and they're, able to function in ways that they haven't in years. And it's just such a rewarding career, and it's residual income. So like, when I got really sick last year and I had to go away for a month for treatment, and I didn't work my business, my checks didn't stop coming. They kept coming because I built that business. And once I built it, it's there forever. That residual income, because like we said, 75% of the people who enroll as customers stay customers. So it's really just an awesome opportunity. That's unlike anything that you will really find out there. It's not the work 40 hours a week for 40 years and retire on 40% of your pension plan.
Mhm. All right.
That's it. That's literally it. There's no magic anything, really.
So we will be doing a Business Made Easy official class soon, and we'll keep you posted on that. And so, next week is going to be toxic load. And so let me just show you the schedule really quickly, so you know what's coming up and what the subjects are. Can you guys see that? So I have my own oils. Now what? Today is nutrition and supplements. Next week is toxic free living, then oils for every age, essential skincare, stress, sleep, and emotions, oils for pain management, and we end with women's health and hormones. So thank you guys. And we'll, Joanne and I will stick around if you have anything else. Otherwise, you're free to depart. And Diane, I'm really excited for you to get your oils and all your stuff, so then I can come over and, you know,
I
hang
am
out.
too. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
All
Thank you,
right,
Julie.
guys.
Yeah.
Guys, nice to see you again.
Thanks,
Thank
Julie.
you.
Bye. Bye, Diane.
Bye.
Thanks, Jen. Bye, Kate, Kathleen. Bye, Haya.
Thanks, ladies. We'll catch up. We'll catch up at end of the week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Good, good, good. Bye, Haya. Take care. I think
I think
Haya.
she was signed in on 2 things.
Okay.
Oh, there we
Well,
go.
that was, let me stop.